G'day. Welcome to Cook and Chat in English. Using slow English, I will answer your questions, tell stories about my life in Australia, and of course, cook. Your task is simple. Practice your listening comprehension and see how many new words you can learn. Today, I'm making a dessert called milk pudding. Notice I said making dessert, not cooking dessert. I'm making dessert. Usually cooking is when we make something hot to eat. But for desserts, this is cold, so I'm making a dessert. This recipe is really easy. It's really simple, which is why I wanted to make it today so that we can focus on the vocabulary and just have a chat. This is not a cooking tutorial. This is a cook and chat in English. Main ingredient, of course, is milk. It's milk pudding. So we want milk. Milk is really delicious in Australia. We have very good dairy here. So to start, I need to use 500 mils or 500 milliliters of milk. 500 milliliters. This is 1 liter. So it's about half. It's half of this bottle of milk. Now, like I said, this is cook and chat. So this is a chance for me to answer some questions that I get in the comments, or maybe some questions I get from learners of English. And of course, maybe if I just feel like telling a story about my life in Australia. One of the most common questions I receive is your accent Australian? Yes, my accent is Australian. I was born in Australia and I grew up in Australia. Oh yeah, I need a pot, a small pot to put the milk into because we need to heat it up a little bit soon. So I'm going to pour the milk into this pot. Okay, I'm pouring the milk into the pot and I'm spilling the milk all over the table. I'm spilling the milk all over the table every time. It's okay because I have some paper towels. Every time. Do you know how to not spill the milk from this? Let me know if you do. So as I was saying, I was born and raised in Australia, and right now I live in Sydney. But I was born in a suburb about 1 hour away from Sydney. And then when I got older, I moved to Sydney to attend university. There are many universities in Australia, but I went to a university in Sydney. Oh, I need to prepare another ingredient. This is called gelatin powder. Gelatin powder. And this will make the milk like a jelly. So it's going to be firm so we can eat it. This is the secret ingredient to make milk from a liquid into a solid. So I'm going to put 1.5 teaspoons into a small bowl, and I will add a little bit of water to help dissolve the gelatin. Actually, I'm going to put the water in the bowl first. There we go, just a little bit of water. put my milk to the side, and I want 1.5 teaspoons of gelatin powder. Gelatin powder. That's 1 teaspoon and half. Go. Put the lid back on, get rid of that. Now I'm going to mix it until it dissolves, until it disappears. So at university, I studied a bachelor's degree, and as part of that bachelor's degree, I studied languages. I studied some Japanese and I studied some Korean. I decided to learn 2 languages at the same time. That was quite difficult to do, but I learned a lot about language learning. I also studied some business subjects. One of my majors was marketing, but I was really interested in languages. And after I graduated, I actually decided to move to South Korea for a few years. And that's where I became an English teacher. So I was an English teacher in South Korea for about 3 years. I taught English at a primary school to students who were about 11 or 12 years old. And I really, really loved that job. That's one of the major reasons why I wanted to help other learners of English through YouTube videos. I think it's very important to have exposure to a native speaker. Oh, this gelatin's like weird. I'm sorry, I had to stop for a second because in the little bowl, I was trying to mix the gelatin powder, but it was very difficult. So I'm going to try again in a bigger bowl. This isn't that difficult, but somehow I'm having trouble. So 1.5 teaspoons of the gelatin powder, and I'm going to mix that all up. Okay, much better. It's all mixed up now. So my recommendation is use a larger bowl so you have more room to mix it. Let me put this on the side for now. Next step, I'm going to take my milk pot back and we're going to add some white sugar. We want it to be sweet. This is a dessert. So I have some white sugar and I want to add 2 tablespoons. So I have 1 tablespoon here. This is a measuring spoon and I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of white sugar. Okay, 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Easy. I also like to add a little bit of vanilla bean paste. I really love the taste or the flavor of vanilla, so I'm going to add just a little bit, just squeeze a little bit into the pot. Now, come with me, we're going to heat this up on the stove. Okay, I've got my whisk. I've got the milk pudding on the stove. Let's put on the flame. Flame's on, we want to heat this up. I'm going to put it on a much lower temperature, very low. And then I just want to mix this or stir. I'm going to stir this until everything is dissolved, until all the ingredients dissolve so that it's just a liquid. So I have experience both teaching English, but also learning a few different languages. So I know how difficult communication can be. I used to feel very embarrassed or nervous to make mistakes. But after some time, I realized the most important thing is communication. So even if I say something in a different language and the grammar is wrong, or maybe I use vocabulary that doesn't sound natural, as long as the other person can understand me, it's okay. That's the goal of communication. For example, I talked about how we are making dessert, but if you said cooking dessert, I understand what you mean. It sounds weird, sure, but I understand, and that means the communication was successful. Anyway, let's see if this milk pudding is going to be successful. Right now, I'm stirring it, but I forgot one thing. We need to add the gelatin that I already made. So let me add that in. It is already going very hard in this bowl. Okay, I've added the gelatin, and now I'm just going to keep mixing until it's all dissolved. I don't want this to be boiling, so I need to be careful. Okay, that's all dissolved. It's looking really good. So now I'm going to turn off the heat or turn off the gas. I will leave this for about a minute just to cool down, and then we will add it to some jars. By the way, if you have any questions about myself or my life in Australia, or about learning another language or English, feel free to ask in the comments, and in a future episode or future video, I might answer it. Okay. I have 2 jars, one with a blue lid and one with a pink lid. And we are going to pour the mixture, the milk pudding, into these jars. So let me unscrew the lids, unscrew the second one, and let me get that milk pudding from the stove. Okay, the milk pudding has cooled down a little bit. So now I'm going to use this. This is a strainer. I'm going to use this strainer to strain the milk pudding into the jars. So if there's any chunky bits, they will get stuck in here and not in our delicious pudding. Okay, I think I'm going to spill some of this. So wish me luck. First jar, strainer on top, and let's pour this in. Somehow that went really well. There we go. 2 jars of milk pudding. I'm now going to put these in the fridge. They need to cool down in the fridge for about 3 hours or more, basically until they're set, until they are set. They should be like jelly or pudding. So I will put the cap back on, or the lid back on the jar, and put them in the fridge. I will try these and tell you how they taste. I have made them before, but the recipe is a little bit different this time, so hopefully they still taste good. Before I get to the taste test, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and of course, check out my channel for many more English comprehensible input videos just like this one. It's the next day or the next night, but I decided to leave the milk pudding in my fridge overnight so that it could set. I think usually people wait about 6 hours at least, but it was easier to just wait overnight and save it for my dessert. I know it's ready because when I shake the jar, it's a little bit jiggly, but I can tell that it has become solid. It's not a liquid anymore. It's now a solid. At least I hope. I haven't opened it yet, so maybe it was a failure. Let's have a look. Let's open it up. Oh, that's tight. That is tight, but there it is. Okay, open it and, ooh, looks interesting. You can see there are some bubbles on top. Before it's set, I could have got rid of those. So that is something to improve next time by maybe popping the bubbles or using some heat to remove the bubbles. But otherwise it looks good. It's definitely set. It's definitely quite firm. And I can see a little bit of the vanilla in there. The little black spots are vanilla. Let's see the texture. Take my spoon. Oh, I think it's perfect. Look at that. It's very jiggly, but still firm. Oh, I'm very excited now. Okay, I'm gonna have a taste and hopefully I didn't make a disaster. That is incredible. Incredible. Wow. I'm no chef. I'm not a professional dessert maker. And with only a few ingredients, I managed to make something incredible. Highly recommend this recipe, especially if you like milk. It's not too sweet. The texture is perfect. And it's a great little dessert that I made at home. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite dessert? And of course, great work making it all the way to the end of the video. Until next time, keep speaking English.